Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I am back and I am starting off this new round of videos with a solo playthrough of Nusfjord by Uwe Rosenberg. Again. Alrighty, I'm going to show you how to set up and teach this game at the same time, so why not? I have my copy of Nusfjord all in little baggies here. So basically what I'll do is just kind of take them all out. There's your colors. Stonemaier Games comes with these awesome little tubs that I like to use for my copy. So here are the rules and the appendix. I'm going to need all these boards right here, a little serving plate, one elder's area, and then one board like that. The rest I'm going to put off to the side, off screen. This will be my play area. Other things you can also take off. In the solo, it's red and blue, so you can put the green, the white, and the yellow all back in the box. You can have the wood on standby if you need more. You can go ahead and open these. I like to just invert like this. Doesn't even take that long to set up the game. So then you have your elders, you have the A and the B. I usually like to put them all like that right there. And why not? This will be my player area, and there's the fish plates like that. So I'll need a little row for C, which I might put the C cards right there when the time comes. Let me bring that closer to me. There's my resources that I can play on. In the solo game, you have a solo little turn counter, and you have a little ship that looks like it came from the Le Havre set. And then you get to choose a deck. I forgot the names of the fish, but let's go ahead and do just the single fish here. There's like a mackerel and salmon and whatnot. Now, if I remember right, we're going to be using elders 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 7. You're going to set up this game as if you're playing a two-player game. So the amount of ships, I think, is one more than the player, except for, I think, the shooters. So that'll be 3, 3, and 3 of each. Three, and 3. The rest can just go back in the baggie. Alright, so the first color you actually play with is going to be the red color. You're actually kind of like Feast for Odin plays, if you've ever played that. If not, you're playing as two colors, and you'll alternate each round a different color. So you're actually blocking yourself. When it comes to like round 2, the red pieces are going to block for you going to them on round 2. So you have unissued shares, and I think 2 of these are flipped over for regular. There you go. And now it's time to bring out the cards here, which will have an A deck, and then there's a B, which will go there, and then there's a C deck. So in a 1 to 2 player game, you do not refill any of the display. So once you buy it, it's gone. So you only have these 9 A buildings for the entire game. But for storage purposes and maybe for visual, I'll just keep the deck above where they go. And these are the only 6 B cards that I'm going to get for the whole game as well. The C cards will not come out until rounds 4 and 6, and only 7 of them will be available for the entire game. I know you start one right there, and then let me get my other blue pieces. which will be just the player pieces. I don't need the shares or the forests. And I kind of like to stack the red ones on top. It'll get kind of messy as it goes on. And you're technically supposed to do like this fishing phase with where your boat is right now. So I'd actually have 3. I don't have any elders. I don't have any foreign possessions. I do have shares in my possession. And then the leftover goes to the supply. So you actually start off with 2 fish and 1 in your reserve. And then there's 1 on the plate right there. And that's how you set up Nusfjord. All right, let me teach you how to play Nusfjord. What is this game about? As the owner of a major fishing company in Nusfjord on the Lofoten archipelago, your goal is to develop and expand the harbor and the surrounding landscape. So you're going to build buildings for variable special effects and points, and you persuade the elders in the council to join you and unlock special actions. 3 workers, in this case for solo 6, will help you with developing your fishing company. You collect building resources by clearing and thinning out forests. Clearing out will be freeing up building spaces. However, you'll lose spaces if they're open. You'll be issuing shares in your fishing company for a quick buck or 2. You'll build ships to increase the amount of fish that you're going to catch. And the ships and buildings are worth points. You can also buy shares from other companies, in this case in solo, just your own. Every share is worth a point as well as gold. You'll need gold to buy the shares and some buildings. So this is a worker placement game. Over here are your actions. So this one square is pretty much where all your actions are going to take place. The elders are also actions. So they become special to you because in a normal multiplayer game, every person has this board right here, and you will persuade an elder to come to your fishing company, and then they are a private action. But for the sake of a solo, you are just you. So you will grab a worker, and you will place them out here. Solo, you don't have to worry about how many people can go there, because you're the only one who can go there. So you will ultimately just place your pawns where you need to go, and you'll go into the next round. So at the beginning of every round, you will do a fishing phase. So you will see how many fish you're going to catch, which will change depending on how many ships you have bought. So at the start of the game, you only get 3. So you'll grab these 3 fishies right here, if I can even grab them. So you follow the order of elders. Are there any elders in your company? If so, you will drop 1 on there. Shares in foreign possession. So anything out on the board or in a multiplayer game, another player, you drop the fish. Shares in your personal supply, which I have 2 in my personal supply. And then you'll drop the rest in the reserve, your reserve. And if there's anything, max 8. So if there's anything past that, you just return them back to the general supply. So you can only have a total of 8 max in here. After that, then you'll take your 3 rounds with the opposing color. And as you see, I left the red ones out there. So now you have to go to 3 different spaces. And then we'll go into the 3rd round. And it's color-coded right here on the solo board. So that means in the 3rd round, I'll be playing as the red player again. And for the sake of the shares, you only have 1 player's worth of shares. You don't have the red and the blue. Because when you're playing multiplayer, you're only able to issue those shares. So there is kind of a limit on how many shares you can buy. So let me go over the actions. Some of them are really simple and really quick. The first one is 1 gold. You go up there, you take 1 gold from the supply, and it goes in your personal supply board. It doesn't technically need to go on there, but it's a nice visual to show you where your supply board is. Transferring your reserve. So anything that's in your reserve, which is right over here, will get moved into your personal supply. So that's good. Serving fish is kind of one of the bigger ones. So right up here in the plates, there is a specific number, and that's how many fish you need to serve that plate. So this plate says 2. I have 2. All you need to do is leave 1 fish there, and that represents 2 fish. And every time you serve a plate, you're also going to earn a gold, which you will place in your supply. Building a building, there's 2 spaces for that. you will look over here, and out of all the buildings that are available, and later rounds C will become available, you will look at the costs of buildings. So let me grab one that has all of them. So this issue, ship holding company. So the top left tells you which deck it's from, the B deck. 130 is an appendix number, 3 points at the end of the game. And here's the cost right here. So 2 wood, 2 fish, and 2 gold. The gold can be kind of confusing because it has the number 1 inside the gold. That's just representing 2 1 pieces. So don't let that fool you. After you buy a building, you put the resources required inside the general supply, and then you'll place it pretty much anywhere. And that'll cover up a space on your player board right here. And now that's 3 points, and that took away 1, so that was basically a 3-point swing if you bought that building right there. So there's 2 spaces for that. Next one is issue a share. So you'll immediately earn 2 gold, and you're going to put one of your unissued shares, flip it over, and leave it up there. In a later round, you can buy the shares. So it's 1 gold per share. And in rounds 4 and 5, you get a gold discount. And in rounds 6 and 7, you get a 2 gold discount. Deforesting is pretty simple. You go there, you remove 1 forest. So you'll take that off your board, and you will earn 5 wood. So you'll grab all this. 5 wood will go into just your supply. If you notice down here, there's a max of 12 wood. So once you get 12 wood, any extra just has to stay in the general supply. Thinning out is similar to deforest, but you just count the number of forest tiles you have, which there are 2 on one of your spaces. So in this case, you get 1 wood per forest tile. 1, 2, 3, 4, and you just put that in your supply. Reforesting is where you would grab 2 forests from the supply and then just put them on your board. And you put them on top of each other like that. So that gives you more potential to get wood later on. Building a ship. If you look up here, the ships all have their cost. So the schooner here is 8 wood and 8 fish, or you can pay for 4 gold to get it. There's 4 points at the end of the game, and these go down here in your supply, or your little fishing track. Thing is, once you get all the ships, once there's no more ships in the supply, that is it. You cannot buy any more ships. The last action that you can do is take an elder and use him immediately. And able to use an elder, there has to be fish available on the serving plates. So let's say I want to take the forest manager. So I'll take him, place him, and then use him immediately. So I'll place a fish on top of him showing that I used him. His action says I can remove 2 forests, and then that would give me 5 wood and 1 gold. So the elders kind of act like basic actions, and they give you a little boost. So some of them let you exchange ships, some let you build a ship or a building, just good like leeway actions. One thing with the elders, the moment there are 3 fish on an elder due to you using them or feeding your elders, you will put 1 in your general supply and return the other 2 back to the supply. So eventually you'll be able to cycle fish from the elders as well. That is how you play Nusfjord. So let's go ahead and just start around here. I think my plan is to try and build this angler's house to fill up my reserve of fish so I can get a lot of fish. So I need gold, wood, and fish to do that. The easiest way to get gold is to issue the share. So issuing that share gives me 2 gold, place it there. Now I need wood. So instead of deforesting, I think I'm just gonna thin out for now, which will give me 4 wood. I'm just gonna place down here because it gets kind of tight when you leave it all on this little supply board. Now my last action is actually being able to build the building, but I think I actually want to take that elder that lets me build a building. So you take the elder, use him immediately, which lets me build a ship or building. So now I have enough to build this angler's house, which is 1 wood, 1 gold, 1 fish. Immediately fill your reserve to 8. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So now I have 7 fish in my reserve, and that was the end of round 1. So now we're going into round 2. I'll move the ship, saying I'm blue now. Now the fishing phase, I only catch 3 fish. So there's my 3. I do have an elder. I do have shares in the foreign supply possession, which you just return to the supply. And there's some in my possession, which those go onto your supply board. I have none left, so I skip 4 and 5, and now we're going right into the actions. Now that I have all this fish, I probably need to get more wood so I can build a ship. So, need to transfer my reserve, getting me all those fish. Now I will probably deforest, and we'll just take off this 1 tile. This is a 5 piece of wood, so I'm just going to have that there as a representation of that. And now, let's go all out. Let's build a schooner. So 8 wood, 8 fish. So I happen to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And that was a very quick round. That was the end of round 2. Now we're proceeding to round 3. So you will return the red pieces, because now you're the red player. No sea buildings come out. Now I have 6 fish that I'm catching. So yet again, feed the elders, and we got 3 on there. So 1 is coming back to me. I have 1 share in foreign possession, 2 that are mine, and I have 2 left over for the reserve. So I'm starting with 4 fish and 1 gold. Can't transfer fish. I could serve and get a couple of gold. That might be good. Serve fish, but only 1 plate. Huh. Immediately 2 gold. I'm just looking at the buildings here. So I'll probably, I might issue another share. Let's see. Let's issue a share again. Let's get rid of those. Unissued shares are actually negative 1 point. I should have said that at the beginning of the game. Now I have 3 gold and 4 fish. And a building that I would like to do. So let's serve some fish. So there's 1 and there's 2. So that actually gives me 2 gold. So now I'm up to 5 gold. And I could build a building or a ship, which lets me use the fish from the plate. And up here there's a B card. That's called the residential home, worth 4 points. And whenever one of your elders discards 3 fish, you get a wood. So I will pay the $3, the 3 gold, to build this residential home. And as you see, that was the end of round 3. This game moves really quick. Now we're going into round 4. So the blue pieces will come back. Now under the ship here, I'm going to place 4 sea buildings in the display. And I will just place them right here. I kind of wish there was a sea display building, but I can see why, because it's a little different in the multiplayer games. 2 victory points per elder, that would be nice. 2 victory points per ship, including the cat boat. I don't think the cat boat's out. 1 victory point per forest, and once your hull size equals 10, you build a ship. 1 free schooner. Okay. My hull size is only 6, So let's get those 6 fish. Yet again, feeding my elders. There are now 2 shares in foreign possession. Here's the 2 in mine, and then there's the reserve. So 3 fish and 2 gold to start off round 4. I wonder if I can get this harbor master. I might try and do this 2 victory points per elder and then build a ship. Let's try and combo this here. So let me thin out for 3 wood. Now I need to build a ship. So the sloops are 2 fish and 2 wood. So there's 2 fish, there's 2 wood. So now my hull size has increased to 8. And now my last guy, I can take an elder and use him immediately. So now I will use that last fish there to exchange a sloop for a cutter. So my sloop will go back and it'll upgrade to a cutter. And my hull size is still 8, but we're getting closer to getting there. Now I have 2 elders, which could be 4 points at the end of the game. And then I could just buy this one for, it's a lot of money, but 2 points per ship, which I'd be at 4 points also. I'm at 3 points currently, and then my hull size hasn't hit 10. So these are all pretty good options to go for. But that is the end of round 4. We're going into round 5 here, so I'll return the red pieces. Thankfully, my hull size has increased to 8 now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So now elders. So now these go back and I keep 1. So once your elders discard the fish, you get a wood. He is, oh, I put that one on there earlier. So now I have 2 that are in foreign possession, 2 shares, 2 that are in mine, and my reserve is now at 5. No new sea buildings come out. I'm getting closer to being able to buy the aquarium, which I should probably get some gold. Let's use the red again to issue another share to get 2 gold. Let's do that. He's good one. We'll do this next round. I'm thinking ahead. So transferring my reserve of 5 fish, and now serving. So there's 1, 2, that one's 3, and then this one is also 3. So that's 4 gold. So let me trade in one of my 1 pieces to get to that. And now I need to just get rid of the extras because you only need 1 on the plates that represent. And that was a very quick round. That was round 5. Now we're going into round 6. Let me do a little shifting up there because I'm placing 3 more sea buildings. And now I have a hull size still of 8. It'll change. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So elders, 1 and 1. So I'm going to get another wood because of that. I have 3 shares in foreign position now. 2 are mine, and 1 goes into the reserve. And we're playing as the blue color. So I wish I had 4 workers last round because I really wanted to build a schooner. So I wanted to build a ship. So I could go up here, use my elder. You take off from the highest plate. Building a schooner. Schooners you can build for 4 gold. So I'll put my 5 and get 1 back. So now my hull size is up to 11, so I could definitely build another ship for free. I don't have enough wood or fish. I might wait until another round to do that. The victory point one, the aquarium one, is going to be difficult to get all those fish, which I might be able to do on the last round. Aha. We might just build the castle. Here we go. Going to build a building. 2 gold is the shipping line. And the shipping line states immediately 3 fish per sloop, 3 wood per cutter, and 1 gold per schooner. I have 2 schooners, so that's actually 2 gold, basically making that thing free, kinda. And I have 1 cutter, so that would actually be 3 wood. So now I have 4 gold, 3 fish, and a wood. I could just build a cutter. I might just do that, just get more points and max out my fish haul here. So building a ship. So for 6 wood, which is all of my wood, and 1 lonely gold, I will buy a cutter. And now I'm maxed out at 12 on my ships. This was the end of round 6 as well. Alrighty guys, last round, round 7. The Reds will get 1 more chance to go. Feeding my elders with all 12 of my fish. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. So I have 2 elders, which I will be getting 1 of those fish. Because of a building, I get a wood. Now I have 3 shares in foreign possession. 2 are mine, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 go into the reserve, giving me 6 total. Now, the castle kind of went out of play really fast. Ooh, this might be quick train. So I need to get wood, but just enough. I could thin out. I have enough gold. I have enough soon wood. Transfer, thin, and buy. So let me transfer my reserve. I wanted to buy the shares back, but that's not going to be possible. Thinning out for 3 wood, 1 per space. And now building a building, which I said a long time ago I wanted to do the aquarium. So that's 3 wood, 3 gold, and 10 fish. So now I'll get 2 points per elder. And that ended the game right there. That was the end of round 7 and the entire game. I'll proceed to final scoring. Let me open the back of the book. Look at that. Solo's right there on the back. So, in-game scoring. So your score displays, your goal is to score as many. Good players score 30 to 40 victory points just in one game. So we're going to add them all up. So I have 4, 5, 6, plus 4 is 10, plus 2 is 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, and 26. So minus 1 is 25. So I scored 25 points. 30 to 40 is good, so I was just a little below good. Anyways, that is how you play Nusfjord solo. Let me take you down to me, and I will go over my review on this. Alrighty, my final thoughts on Nusfjord for solo. This is a great solo game. It's very fast, it's very small, and it's not that hard to learn or play. And every time I've played it, I've gotten like a different playthrough. This most recent one, I didn't even deforest the 3 spaces that start with forest. I only took off that one So I never even had those spots to use to build buildings. I only had one empty spot. That was my one negative point. And I actually maxed out my my ships, and I've never done that. So every time I play this game, it's a different play style, and I love it. It's just enough to be thinky, and the game ends right when it needs to. It's right whenever your engine kind of gets going, and boom, it's done, and I love it. It doesn't overstay its welcome. I would say the one negative thing about this game, I think right now it's out of print as of April 2024. There is a big box that is rumored to be going around, but there's been no official release day, and we don't even know what's inside of it. So as of right now, I just have the base game. I don't have any of the expansions or any flashy goodies. So what you saw was what you would get if you found just a normal copy yourself. The rules are really simple and easy to learn. I didn't really have to do like a how to teach. You can honestly teach someone to play this game in about 5 minutes, which is good for a Rosenberg game. I would almost say this is a good introductory game for Uwe Rosenberg, because there's a lot of his games that use some of these elements, like the worker placement, resource management, and building buildings, but they kind of have a more convoluted way of doing it. And then the solo is really easy because you really don't have to learn any additional rules to play the solo game. You just play as 2 colors. So maybe a downside is that whenever you're playing solo, the other 3 spaces are blocked. But if you're playing a 2 to 5 player game, there's going to be spaces that are blocked. So ultimately, it kind of has the same feel. I've played this 2 player and I haven't played any higher player counts, and it feels relatively the same, like the spaces are being blocked. So it did a good job at kind of replicating another player. Anyways, that is my thoughts on Nusfjord, and I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time.